everybody. Hello, hello. Let me get it pulled up on my iPad so I can follow comments. Make sure we're muted. We don't wanna double hear myself. There we go. Alright. So give everybody a few minutes to come on, hop on, say hello, hello. If you don't hop on, that's okay. It's not gonna be a super long live. But what I wanted to do is kind of go over a couple of methods of glittering our tumblers. Since I'm doing this Spring Bee tumbler kit, I need the first glitter layer applied so we can get started with our tacky tape method and our foils and things like that. So I wanted to create a video for any of those who may not be familiar with how to glitter a cup. And that way they can be ready and prepared for class. So I'm gonna give everybody a minute to hop on, and then we're gonna go over a couple of different ways, and then we'll get started. So let's see here. I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way for a minute because I am going to sand my tumbler first. My wipes, woo, almost stripped them. Grab a couple of paper towels, because we'll need those too. Okay. Got that. Alright. I like using sublimation tumblers when I need a base coat of white, mainly, well, especially right now in West Texas. We still have some chilly mornings, super windy outside today, so can't spray paint. So I kind of cheat and use sublimation cups. They're already white. Just got to give them a little sanding to get this really shiny coating off, and you're good to go. So we're going to start by doing that. I'm going to remove this silver sticker on the bottom. I don't like leaving those on. Some people do, some people don't. To each their own. Do you. I don't like them because to me they get air underneath them and then it can cause a bubble. It can cause that part to lift and mess up in your glitter. So I don't like them. I don't leave them. I take them off. I'm going to kind of go to the side here. I'm going to go ahead and get started on sanding this, but I don't like to sand over my table, because it's where I'm fixing to glitter and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to kind of come to the side so y'all can still see me in this front camera, even though you're not going to see me from the overhead for a minute. So sorry about that. But I take my sanding sponge and I just sand my cup. I don't sand super hard because I don't want to take that white off. I need that to be there. It's the whole point of me using a sublimation cup. But we want that shiny coating off of here. Give it a light sanding, just kind of take and turn and go. Don't forget to get your edges. And don't forget to get the bottom. It doesn't have to be a super heavy sanding, like literally just enough to get that shiny coating off, because that can cause your problems with your glue or your epoxy to repel, and we don't want any of that. So I'm just kind of looking to see if I miss any big spots or anything like that, and it looks good. So I'm going to take my sanding block to the side and grab a disinfectant wipe, and I'm just going to give it a good wipe off. Give it a good wipe down. And then one of my paper towels. And dry that off. Dry off the little splatters that got up here. So now you can kind of tell it's not really shiny. You can see some of the sanding marks. It's not going to be a problem whenever we epoxy and glitter our tumbler. You're not even going to see it. So there's that one. I'm going to do this other one while we've got the sanding block and everything out. And then we'll get started actually glittering. So again, I'm going to come to the side. I'm going to go a little bit further down for this one because I kind of got sand on my mat. So I'll clean that off in just a second. But same process. Literally just sanding. Sorry, I just realized y'all may not have been able to see me in that first set, but I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm just sanding my cup. Not super hard. I don't want to really scuff up that white paint. Just want to take off that clear coat. Around the outside. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, I forgot to take out this little sticker before I got started. Take that guy off. And again, the bottom, just gonna sand it off. Give it some sanding, get your edges, get the center. Good to go. Okay. Fell down. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Wipe it down. Get all that dust off. We don't want that dust in there. Just kind of turn it and clean it. Cleaning the bottom, cleaning the top. Sanding block to the side so I don't get anything else dirty. Take the towel and dry it off. Alright, so we're going to set that one to the side. Let that one dry completely. Whew. Sanding dust kind of went everywhere, so 1 second, I want to get that cleaned off. Okay. I have this like giant silicone mat under my work area here. Wipe it down, dry it off. There we go. All right. Okay, so for this first method, what I'm going to do, it's an epoxy method, so I'm going to use my epoxy to apply my glitter. I don't use as much epoxy as if I were coating over the glitter, or doing like a final coat or anything like that on the cup, because you really just need a thin coat of epoxy to apply the glitter to hold it on so that you can move forward. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to move this to the side. Move this to the side. Get that ready. So I have my measuring cup here, and I've got it marked for 10 mLs total. So it's going to be 5 and 5 of part A and 5 of part B. I use Mr. Nola's Fast Set. I That's my favorite epoxy, so that's typically what I do for everything. So that's what I'm going to be using today. You can use whatever epoxy you want. I prefer the fast set epoxy on this, so it's not just spinning and spinning and spinning forever, and then your glitter is moving around, and I prefer fast set epoxy for this method, so you don't get separation. Get my gloves on, so I don't want this on my skin. And then we're going to do 5 and 5. There we go. 5, that one. 5 ml of this one. Alright, put these back out of the way. Alexa, start a timer for 2 minutes, please.
Good afternoon, Michelle. 2 minutes, starting now.
She started saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, she likes to say good morning now. Alright, so we're just going to take and we're going to mix this up. And then we're going to apply a really thin coat around our tumbler. I wanted to kind of do this to give people a different idea of different ways that you can apply your epoxy or your glitter, because different people like different methods, and the method that I may use and like the most may not necessarily be what works best for somebody else. And I'm all about teaching the methods that I use and suggesting others that you may find easier for you. But I always say that I want to teach you how I do it, and then if you feel more comfortable doing it a different way but can achieve the same outcome, do it. Do what you feel works best for you. I am not here to say I am the end all be all, this is how you should do it. I don't like that method of teaching. I understand everybody is different. My world is full of people who are different. And I understand that not everything works for everybody. Or not one thing works for everybody. I always get a little overzealous mixing my epoxy, so I always get more bubbles than I want, but they do good come out. I usually don't have a problem with NOLAs, even when I get overzealous. This actually looks good. Looks clear except for the bubbles. Ah, there we go. Alexa, stop. Let's see here. Actually, I've got my silicone pad over to the side here, so we'll just put that there. Alright. So you can put this on your turner. You can put on your handy helper. I have a handy helper at home from Dino's that I love because it's like a manual turn. And so I'll just stick it on there and turn it as I need it. But for the sake of this, we're just going to put some on here. And we're going to smooth it on. And then we'll put some more on and smooth that on. The main thing for this is you want just a thin coat all around your tumbler, just to hold on to that glue. So smooth it out all around. You don't want a glob, don't want a flood coat, don't need a thick, super crazy thick coat, just smooth it on. I use 10 ml. Some people only use like 5. I can never get 5 mLs to spread enough on a 30-ounce cup, or tumbler. So I use 10. If you can get it to spread, great. I just never can get that to be enough. Because I want to make sure I have everything coated and I don't have like any missing spots. All the way to the rims, top and bottom. I try to get a good thin coat all the way around as much as I can, and then I'll go back and smooth out and make sure that I don't see any weird missed spots, because we don't want to get our glitter on here and then go, oh, we didn't get that entire strip, because then you kind of got loose glitter all over the place, and then it's harder to get just glitter glue or epoxy or whatever method you choose to use just in that one spot. Okay, so now I've got it, I think, all the way around the main part of my tumbler. So what I do is I kind of pick a spot on my arm, on my tumbler arm, and ooh, I touched that with the wet part. I'll wipe that off in a second. But I kind of pick that spot so I know where I started. If you don't have writing or anything, just pick where the hole is at, and then you know where the hole is where you started. And then I will make sure, and I go all the way up and down, all the way around my tumbler until I get back to that spot. Just making sure that I have epoxy all the way around on every spot. You can kind of feel if you missed somewhere, because instead of gliding along the cup, your glove will stick because that spot is dry. And you can see the reflection, obviously, if you have lights on. If it's not shiny in a certain spot, then you know you didn't get that spot. Alright, and we're back to the wording on my cup, so I'm going to get to the bottom now. Come on. Make sure you get the bottom of your cup, the butt. I think it's funny, but the butt of the cup. Alright, and then I kind of do the same thing. So back to my writing, and I kind of go over the bottom, over, all the way to the top. That way, I don't miss any of my edges. And it's all nice and smoothed out all the way around. There we go. So, I forgot to grab a tumbler stand, so we're gonna hope that that'll stay right there nice and pretty for me for a minute. Put these gloves in. Oh, I forgot to grab my epoxy cup before I did that. Smush that inside that glove. I have kiddos and dogs, so I always try to put my epoxy cup, where I mix my epoxy, inside of my gloves. And I just touched my hand with it, but okay, there we go. Clean that off, so I don't want epoxy sticking to my hand while I'm trying to glitter. Okay, so now while you got your epoxy still nice and wet. I take a manila file folder. I buy the legal size because they're bigger, and I can get them at the Dollar Tree. And that's what I use to catch my glitter. Open this up. Alright, I'm going to try to sit down and do this. Usually I glitter and epoxy standing up. So, at this point now you just kind of take, you can go long ways, you can go sideways, whatever works for you, and just glitter your tumbler. All the way down. And all the way around. Just making sure that whenever you turn it for the next section, like don't have where it stops be all the way down here, because then you don't have glitter in that area. Have it kind of up on the side where it's still going to catch when you go around. Alright, go around. I can see right here I didn't get it all the way to the top rim. So we're going to go around and look. I think that was the only spot I didn't. And then we're going to glitter our butt. Dump it off. Make sure we got the rim. Sometimes I will go back with my cup sideways just to ensure that I got all the way around that bottom rim. Alright, there she is. Let me grab, I'm sorry if this is going to be just a little tiny bit loud. I always grab my scissors, just kind of tap it off, and there we go. So that is the epoxy method on how to glitter your tumbler. I like it. It's got a really good hold. It holds onto the glitter nicely. Whoops, if you don't touch it with your fingers. Let's put some back on that. There we go. So it holds on nicely. I usually don't have a bunch of flaking and falling off when I epoxy after this. So at this point, literally you just let this turn. Mr. Nola's turns for an hour and then dries for another hour for me. Where I live, it's not super humid or anything like that, so make sure you do whatever you do for your climate and your area and your epoxy. But for me, I will let this turn on my spinner or on my turner for an hour, and then I'll let it set for another hour. I'll come back and epoxy over the whole thing, so that way it'll be ready for me for my kit. But there is method number 1. Got my turner over here. Let me put this there, clean this up, and we'll do method number 2. Okay. Oh, I have somebody. Hi, Lori. How are you? Kind of going over how to glitter a tumbler, in case some people don't know, for my upcoming Spring Bee class. If you have any questions, let me know. Just kind of cleaning up from the epoxy method, and then I'm going to do the glitter glue method. Close that one back. Let me clean this off. This next cup I'm not going to do in the brown color that I'm using for my Spring Bee kit. I'm actually doing another glitter that I'm using for another tumbler that I'm going to be making. But no matter which color of glitter obviously you're using, it would be the same method. So I hope that doesn't confuse anybody, but that's going to be a different color on the second round. Yay! I'm looking forward to the class too. I'm so excited. I love teaching classes, and Joe is an amazing person in the Creative Tumblers for Everyone, giving people a chance, no matter if they're huge, big known people or if they are just individuals trying to get started. So I think it's amazing what Joe's doing. But I am super looking forward to this class. I think it's going to be so much fun. I'm excited. I've sold 12 kits now, so I've got the first 12 boxed and ready to go. After I do this, I'm going to put my QR code on my paper insert, and I'm going to go ahead and mail the 12 that's already got their kits out on Monday. So that way everybody can start getting prepared, and then hopefully I'll get some more before Friday, and then I'll mail those out next Saturday. So I'm excited. Ready. Alright, so method number 2. I like, this is called glitter glue from, oh goodness, oh my gosh, Artistry Epoxy. Almost forgot. I love this glitter glue. It's thick. It has a really good hold on it. But no matter what glue you're using, glitter glue, Mod Podge, some people use Tack It. I use Tack It for the Tack It method only, not to really glitter, loose glitter like this. But whatever adhesive you're going to use, this is going to be the same thing. You apply your glitter glue, you brush it on, apply the glitter, and all that fun stuff. So this is going to be a brush on glue method, where the other one I just did was the epoxy method for applying glitter. So what we're going to do with this, literally I'm just going to squirt some on here, kind of go about a third usually around my tumbler, because I don't want it running off the sides and dripping all over my table and that kind of stuff. So we're going to just smooth this on. Once I get it nice and smoothed onto this section, I'll go around the next section, do the next third, and then we'll come back for that last third where they meet up. I love this glitter glue. I first heard about it when we went to TumblerCon last year, and Trina was our teacher, and she loves this glitter glue. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And I love it. Let's see. Okay, so I stopped there. So again, and after I do these sections, then I'll get the bottom. Sorry if I'm missing any comments. I'll check them in just a second. But I'm super excited for the tumbler class to come up. This all nice and smoothed on. And I do like the Crystalite glitter glue as well. That is another good one. It is thinner, so you have to do it kind of in smaller sections because it will run off of the cup a lot faster. But it is a good one too. I've gone, since I found this glitter glue, I've gone to using the Crystalite glitter glue as more of like a sealer instead of an application method. And I really like that because it is thinner, and so it's easier to spread over my glitter to seal things in instead of where this one's thicker. So we're just going to get this on here. Nice and smoothed on. Brush some around. Got a dry little strip there. There we go. So yeah, the only thing that's needed for my Spring Bee class is that you do need to make sure and have your tumbler glittered and the first layer of epoxy on it, and then a light sanding before we move to our class on Saturday. Since our classes are only an hour and it's over 2 days, one day right after the other, kind of don't have enough time to glitter the cup and then come back for the other steps. So it's kind of why I wanted to hop on and make sure that everybody knew how to glitter a tumbler, because I'm not sure where everybody is at on their journey of learning, and I didn't want anybody to feel left out or behind. All right. Now let's grab the butt of our cup. Kind of just circle around. Brush that out. I always kind of go from the center out first, and then I kind of do a little swoopy around. And then the same thing that I did with my epoxy method, I kind of like to make sure I come up and over the edge and then back to the top of my cup. Just so we're not missing any pieces of our rim, top or bottom. And when I do my class, I will have, my son usually helps me do my lives. This one I knew was just going to kind of be a quick hop on. And so he will be helping me with the comments. Remind me what size tumbler the kit is for. So it is a 30-ounce tumbler, but your tumbler does come with the kit. You will have everything you need to make this except for the glitter glue or epoxy, whatever method you want to apply it with, and the glue for your rhinestones, whether that is the liquid fusion or Loctite, whatever you use or want to use to apply your rhinestones, and your epoxy or glitter glue. Everything else comes in the kit. It comes with the tumbler, it comes with the foil, it comes with the tacky tape, it comes with the rhinestones, the rhinestone pencil, all of the bees, sanding block. Your glitter adhesive vinyl cutouts are already going to have the transfer tape on them. So yeah, the only thing you need for my class, for my kit, is whatever method you use to apply your glitter, epoxy, and rhinestone glue. That's it. Everything else is in there. I try to make it easy, but it is a 30-ounce cup. Alright, I'll set this to the side over here on my mat. Grab my next glitter. This one I'm going to use Knight's Vow. So, let's see if I've opened this one or not before. I have. Yay. I couldn't remember. Alright, so one last sneaky peek around. Make sure it doesn't look like I have any skipped spots. This is a little bit harder only because with the epoxy method you can fill it with your finger. And this one you can't really fill the brush, except for some of it you can feel it drag a little bit, but looks like I pretty much got it. So, same thing. You just go on all sides, apply that glitter straight on. And like I was saying a while ago, when you come to your side, make sure that this isn't all the way down there, because we want to be able to double kind of catch that space to fill in any trickles that didn't get filled in the first go around. And around we go again. And one last spot. And then we'll get the butt. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Alright, and back to the bottom. Cover that. Pour that. And then again, just like a while ago, I always like to go over this rim one more time, just to make sure with my cup turned straight up, I didn't miss anything. Alright. Grab my scissors, hold my cup, give it a tappy tappy tap, and there we have a glitter cup. So those two things are the two methods I prefer, but like I said, I want you to find what is easiest for you. If the epoxy method works better for you, which that's my sister, she loves the epoxy method. The method with the glue, she can't ever get, it's either too much or not enough, or she'll skip a space. So for her, it's easier with the epoxy method. She can feel that she's got it everywhere. She sees it's all covered. She likes the touch. So if that's you, great. If this is you, that's great too. I want you to choose whatever method you like. I don't want you to do what I'm doing just because that's what I'm doing. Kind of missed a spot right there. There we go. So, but that is kind of what I wanted to go through and cover. Put this one over here, and we'll get those turning. There we go. So, bounce those off there. That's what I wanted to cover today, so that way everybody had that head start for the class and they're ready to go. if you have any questions, please let me know, whether it's on here or any of my posts on Creative Tumblers for Everyone. Just let me know, and I will definitely reach out and answer you. And that way we can get any questions answered and make sure that everybody is prepared and ready to go before class and get started. I don't want anybody to feel left out. I don't want anybody to feel left behind. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't do it. So if you have any questions at all, please, please, please reach out to me and let me know, and we will get you there, I promise. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here now. I'm going to let those turn on my turner for an hour because of my epoxy. That's what it requires. And with this glitter glue, I usually let it dry for an hour or two because that's just what I found works best for this. When you get a good coat on it, nice and dry is what you're looking for, so it doesn't run or rub off or anything like that whenever you try to do it too soon. So I'll let both of those spin and dry for 2 hours. We'll spin for an hour, dry for an hour. And then I will apply my epoxy over those so that way they're ready for class. And we'll catch it then. But like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. Question on rhinestoning. I saw another group where they were talking about prepping a tumbler for rhinestoning with a stick. I don't know about the product. Do you know about this product? I don't prep my rhinestone or my cups with a rhinestone stick. I go straight over my epoxy for this. Some of the people, if they're using like a template or something like that, I know some of the adhesive templates can be kind of slick where it doesn't have much to stick to. And so some people are using some sort of a stick for that. I've never used that. I just go straight on my epoxy because once we put our tacky stuff down, we'll put our foil down, we'll put all of our outlines on, we'll give this cup another coat of epoxy, get it nice and smooth, and then we're going to rhinestone straight on the top of that epoxy. So don't worry about having any special stick to prep your cup or anything like that. We don't need it for this one. I promise you it will be perfectly fine for what we're doing, and these will not come off. Like, I have a rhinestone cup. Oh, it's in my office. I'm sorry. I have a rhinestone cup that's just a straight tumbler, and it has, the big one. It's got the handle, and I don't have any rhinestones coming off, and it's in and out of my cup holder and everything like that. With the Liquid Fusion, let me grab it. With this Liquid Fusion that I use right here, heavy duty Liquid Fusion, I have no problems with any of my rhinestones coming off. My mom has a fully rhinestoned nativity scene tumbler that I did for her. She's been using it every day since I gave it to her for Christmas, and not a single stone has come out. And again, it's in and out of a cup holder, so I would not worry about having to buy some other different product to prep your tumbler. Plus, we're not going to be epoxying over these rhinestones because that takes away the effect of your rhinestones if it covers those facets. So we want this to be finished as soon as our rhinestones are put on. So you don't need anything extra to rhinestone. So I would not worry about that at all. So, Miss Lori, do you have any other questions before I hop off of here? I want to make sure that everything's good to go and that you feel good about it. And that I've answered everything before I get off of here. I'll clean up while I'm waiting. Hopefully not explode this one like I did a while ago. And this is something you might actually want to have, just something to catch your glitter, even if it's just a piece of copy paper. But I buy these from the Dollar Tree. It's a pack of, I think 5 of this legal size file folder. That's what I use, but I never heard of this Stick It. Huh. I may have to look. I may have to look that up because I haven't heard of that either. Because I don't want anything else to be on my tumbler after I rhinestone, because it's finished at that point after the Liquid Fusion cures. Sorry, I know my face is kind of covered up getting this glitter out of here. But yeah, I'm gonna go look at that too because I've never heard of that. But I want to see what it's about. No thanks. Okay, awesome. All right, well, I'm gonna hop off of here. And like I said, all those kits have already been purchased. I am going to link this video, which of course you've seen it, so you're already ahead of the game. But I'm going to have a QR code on there that links everybody to this video that needs to know how to prepare their tumbler. And I'm going to get that printed out. And so all of these first 12 kits that I've sold, they'll be shipped out on Monday. So keep an eye out for your tracking number. And then whenever you get your kit, just go ahead, get it ready whenever you're ready. And then if you have any questions after you get it, let me know. Make sure you check. I think it was when doing the whole cup. It probably was, because then you don't have a finished surface. That would make sense, because like I said, some of those templates and stuff, especially, they're super slick, and I don't know how good some of it might stay on those vinyls, but I am going to go look at that though. But after you get your kit, open it up, look at everything, check inside your cup, because inside of your cup you're going to have your jar of your foil flakes, and you're going to have the little kit. It's going to be wrapped in tissue paper, but you're going to have another little kit that's got your bees in there, it's got your pencil sharpener in there and all that. But make sure that you look inside your cup for the rest of your supplies. And let's see, in the box is going to have your wax pencil and your straw inside the box of the cup. And then inside the just box itself is going to have your vinyl cutouts, your double-sided tape cutouts. It's going to have your little bee, these little prints here, the little bee trails prints in there, and glitter, sanding block prints. And in your cups, the straw, the wax pencil, the foil flakes, and the other little set. I think that's it. So check everything out. If you have any questions after you get your kit, just let me know, and we'll go from there. So just give me a holler if you need me, and I will see you in class. Thanks, everybody. Bye.